the Animated Parashá with Micha, Animated 2.0. Welcome to another Animated Parashá with Micha, Animated. This week, Parashat Behaalotecha, which means when you raise up. You ask and I answer, at least I try. Let's go.
Micha, is it true that there was a candle that never went out?
Yes, that candle was known as Ner Hamaravi, and the one responsible for lighting the menorah, the 7-branched candelabra, all made of solid gold, was Aharon HaKohen, the high priest. Aharon was sad. After all the leaders of the tribes of Israel brought their offerings, their animals, to the sanctuary, and Aharon was left with nothing. God came to Moses and said, "Tell your brother Aharon that he will have the sacred and important task of lighting the menorah." And all the little candles bowed to the middle candle, which was called Ner Hamaravi. Our sages say that the Ner Hamaravi in Aharon's time never went out. Let's move on to another question.
Micha, I have a friend who always complains. What should I do?
In our Parasha, there are the famous Mitonenim, a group of people who joined the people of Israel at the Exodus from Egypt. They became known as Erev Rav and led the people down the path of complaint. They were constantly complaining to Moses that everything was bad in the desert, that it was better to go back to Egypt. God was very sad with the Erev Rav, sending a fire that ended up killing part of the people. These same individuals complained to Moses, "The man is not enough." Even though it had all the flavors and every day came down from the sky to their doorstep, they wanted meat, they wanted pleasures. So God sent meat called slav at nightfall so they could eat. Stuff yourselves with pleasure. This place where the fire descended and killed part of the people became known as Taverah. In fact, the people were ungrateful. The man was a sustaining food. God still cleaned the desert with rain, sent a layer of dew below to protect the man. Then came the man, the bread, and above it another layer of dew, protected, clean, and tasty for the people of Israel. And that's why on Shabbat, when we take the Lechem Mishneh, the 2 halot, the 2 loaves, symbolizing that in the basket came down doubly for the people. We cover the challah with a board underneath and with a cloth on top, remembering the dew that descended below and the dew that remained above the bread. Let's move on to another question.
Micha, why did Moses' sister have spots on her skin?
As Micha has already explained to you, at that time, whoever spoke lashon hara, slander, evil of others, received a disease called sarat, white spots on their skin. Miriam commented that Moses was very busy, always talking to God, and didn't give the proper time and attention to his wife Zipporah. God was very angry with Miriam, took her out of the tent, rebuked her, and also rebuked her brother Aharon, who listened to the lashon hara, because listening badly of others is also a sin. Miriam became leprous and needed to stay away from the camp for 7 days, because sarat was an impurity. At the end of 7 days, when Miriam recovered, all the people of Israel welcomed her back into the camp. Do you know why? Because she waited for Moses. When she put him in the basket, when she threw him into the Nile, so too God wanted to reward Miriam and made all the people wait for her when she recovered from her sarat. There is a great lesson here, how we must be careful with our mouth when speaking of another person. We must also be careful not to listen to bad things about others. Nowadays, even though there is no tzarat, a person who has the habit of speaking ill of others, God does not listen to their tefillah. Let's strengthen ourselves and use our mouth to always speak good things about others. Tell me what you think of these teachings. Oh, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your comment. And here ends another Animated Parashá with Micha, Animated. Don't forget to tell the Parasha in your home, to your family, of course, at the Shabbat table. See ya! The Animated Parashá with Micha, Animated 2.0.